Okay, hi, I'm Beck. This is Beck Lane. This is Catalyst and Company, formerly Studio 120, now Catalyst and Company. What did I do with it? Oh, and it's a little late. I don't normally, it's nighttime, and I don't normally make nighttime videos because the lighting in my studio is not good, not conducive. But I kind of wanted to show you something and tell you something. I recommended a video series this morning that a friend had recommended to me, and I was listening to it and happy to listen to it. What is it? The Thriving Artist. But I got annoyed with it after receiving some very disappointing news about a show I've been working towards and planning and organizing people for, and just like really was excited about it. Now it's changed. So I got really sad again. I got very, very sad again today. And it's just a disappointment, as any creative knows. It's just a fact of life, as any human knows, is a fact of life. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of stuff. So anyway, the show is going to continue, and I can't really talk about it, but I will when I can, when I have permission. So you can see, you'll have the opportunity to at least see some of my work if you can get there. Anywho, it's complicated, and I have to be vague. And there we are. So anyway, I was listening to The Thriving Artist after that, or before I was given the particular news I was given. And then I tried listening to it again afterwards, and it made me so upset because they were talking about all these wonderful things artists can do now, and how they can, take control and blah, 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 and do all this stuff, and blip, 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 blah. And it just ended up being the same crap, different day, and it's all things that I already do. So I just got annoyed, because it was kind of, if you do these magical things, then you'll succeed, or you might succeed, actually, is what they were saying. And they outlined a ton of stuff that I'm already fucking doing. And so I just got tired of listening to another podcast telling me to do what I'm already doing and how it's worked for other people. And, I get into the mode of, well, can it start working for me now, please? I've been doing these videos for 8.5 years. They haven't always been great, but I don't care. It is what it is. It's probably one of the longest running series of its kind. I think it's the only one of its kind where it's been a video series about an artist and a working artist from the inside out. Certainly not a famous artist. Certainly not anyone who's gotten above the level of emerging. When I think of emerging, I think of a bird coming out of a little baby bird coming out of its shell. I've barely cracked the shell, even though I'm hammering away at it. So anyway, I had to shut that off because I ended up in absolute tears and just almost back in bed, because I don't want to hear how things are working out great for everybody else, or how fabulously well it's working out for blah blah blah, and then I look up their work online and it's mediocre work, and it's nothing innovative, it's nothing unusual or interesting. So I had a good cry. I had a very good cry that lasted a couple of hours off and on, or maybe 4, or 5. And I talked to a friend of mine who she helped me talk through it. And then I just decided to go to a friend's studio. A friend of mine's studio, they're tattoo artists. These two friends of mine that I'm hoping they were supposed to be part of the show that changed today. We were going to be doing 30 portraits together on copper, and now that's not going to happen. So I had to go tell them. But while I was there, after kind of sorting things through with actually my neighbor, Addie, she's very good sounding board because she helps me to recalibrate. And she allows me to be upset and sad. But she helps me, she's a good friend. And so anyway, I went down to Roxy and Tyler's tattoo studio, Black Lamp Tattoo here in Sarasota, down in Gulfgate. This little neighborhood called Gulfgate. And they took the news pretty well, because they have big boy pants than I do, and they also haven't been punched in the nuts quite as many times as I have. So they took it fine. But anyway, they have been punched in the nuts, but I'm not sure as many times on such a colossal scale as I have been. But whatever, hurt hurts, no matter the size. Anyway, I literally have no canvases. I have no canvases left. And I can't think. I certainly can't move forward, move on. I can barely function when I don't have basics. Food being one of them, that's always nice. But above that, canvases and paint. I can't. I'm here on this earth to paint. So I asked them if they had any canvases. They've been very kind and generous with me since I've met them. We go back and forth on aerosol paints, and we talk about ideas and art. And Roxy likes to talk about aliens, but we won't get into that. And anyway, I asked them if they had any extra canvases. And as it turned out, Tyler had two. He had started these graffiti pieces, because both of them are not just tattoo artists, they're also graffiti artists, and they're painters. And, you know, we're always trying to, the three of us really want to work together. We want to do murals together and do all kinds of things. Unfortunately, where we are, there's so much red tape to do a mural in the city, and so many committees you have to go through. It's like, ugh, it's overwhelming and really ridiculous and dumb. You have to have money and the right connections to do anything in this stupid ass town. So we've been sitting around, we've been hoping to do mural, and we've been asking permission to be good artists in this dumb town and contribute something, but it hasn't been happening. So we do our own thing, and I'm getting to a point, not just bitching. We do our own thing, and we help each other, and we kind of help each other keep moving forward, regardless of our circumstances. So Tyler brought out these two canvases, and he'd already done lettering on them. He'd done the graffiti work. I don't know what this was for. He started this canvas. At Black Lamp Tattoo, they have several of these canvases hanging up for sale with just his lettering on it. Roxy has a ton of his figure work hanging up, and he does do beautiful work. Roxy, I hope you heard that. I know what you think I'm thinking, but you don't. So anyway, Tyler gave me these. He gave me two of these to work with. So I came home. I was still very upset. I had some more of my cry, completely unable to function. But I decided to put away the work that I had been building for this show that changed today. I put it away. I'm not even going to think about it now till we get closer to the date, which has just been pushed out. Anyway, I'm not going to think about it for a while. So, anywho, I came home and had a good cry. Finally had something to eat today. And put on another podcast. And this is where we're going. I found another really good podcast because I can't listen to somebody say, well, you know, you should do this and you should do that. I can't listen to it anymore. I can't. Because I'm already fucking doing it. Thank you. And I've been doing it for 8 years. So, shut up, podcast. And I found a new one, and it's called The Story. And it's inspirational stories for and about, quote-unquote, creatives. For visual artists, for storytellers, for writers, for performers. I heard an actor tell a story. And they're all personal stories or observations. And they're inspirational, but they're not the, you know, they're not like Hobby Lobby or AC Moore, buy it on a plaque, on a pre-printed plaque, inspirational things. They're stories about people who have really struggled and really struggled, come out the other side, but they're not typical. Like, I did all this awesome stuff and then this fabulous stuff happened to me. Because that gets exhausting too. So, but the stories are really, really good. And I heard one about an actor who thought he had a really huge role for a part I know, but I don't remember. He was told he had it. And it really was going to be a make or break career deal. This huge thing, which is famous, and now I can't remember because I don't watch television. And at the last minute, they give it to somebody else. And he was devastated. But it was in another city. And he and his wife would have had to move, or he would have had to commute. And in the end, what happened was, it ended up being one of those happy accidents where, thank God, this really great opportunity didn't happen, because another opportunity popped up for another role that I can't remember now. And it ended up being a much better, not just fit, but it had a better outcome for him. He believed he was right for the role. His agent believed he was right for the original role. Everybody wanted him, blah, 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 and then he didn't get it. But he ended up with another opportunity. So that's the type of story where you go, okay, I can hear it. They're the type of stories that say, you know what, it might be okay in the end. You just might be okay. So that helped me to kind of come out of my sadness pretty quick for me today. And I put away the paintings that I was working on for this one particular project or show. So right now I don't even want to look at them. And I've put so much, people, if you don't know, I've been really broke again. And I feel horrible because all these people who believe in me, all these, lovely, terrific friends and people who follow me, who really strongly believe in my weird, niche, obscure way of painting, really believe in me and my artwork. They've sent me gift certificate, I got a gift certificate to Blick. The same gentleman who did that sent me 4 bottles of Neo McGill, a childhood of my favorite, Neo McGill, 4 bottles of it. 4. unbelievable. And another friend, a childhood friend, sent me a bottle of Neo-Miguel, and I thought Amazon had sent it to me by accident, but turns out no. Michelle just wanted to let me know she was thinking of me. And I think that's just so beautiful. So I was able to recalibrate myself because I put the paintings away, the other paintings away, so I don't have to think about it. And think about all the money that went into them and the time, because I can't. I'll just get upset like I'm starting to now. So I put them away. I came out and I looked at Tyler's canvases. And I suddenly started feeling better. And I've got these podcasts going with people who were like, sometimes things happen. And they've happened to me. But these stories are said in such a way where they're not like, and everything was happy in the end. Go screw, you know? But they're really good stories. So I continued listening to them, and I started sketching out a new image. It's going to be one of my rocking horse boys, because I just don't have anything else right now to work on. And I've been wanting to do him anyway, so I'm starting this one, which is just so odd. And I started sketching him out, but it was over the lettering. And all of a sudden I was thinking, if I start spraying aerosol on, when I start spraying aerosol on, I'm going to lose the lettering, and I don't want to lose his lines. I may not end up not keeping the lettering and the lines that he put in, but I want to give myself enough room to have that option. So I've been standing here for a good 2 hours, covering them with masking tape, and feeling a little bit better about life, because I do understand oh, here comes a trite one. Things happen for a reason. And although, you know, the reconfiguration of this show feels like a not a lost opportunity, but it just took the air out of the wind out of my sails, the air out of my balloon, however you want to put it. Because I was so excited. I really had already started planning with several artists to what we could do. And I hate having to tell people, sorry, you're involved with me, so we can expect things to go sideways. But, you know, I was listening to another podcast, and one podcast I was listening to was like, well, you should, you know, telling artists how to live now, and that, you know, maybe you should think about doing smaller pieces. Like, I don't hear that every day. And, you know, you should conform more, kind of thing. That's one of the ones. I had to shut it off. But I was listening to this, you know, conform kind of idea. And then all of a sudden I heard one that said, you know what? Do the work, find your niche, develop relationships with people who appreciate your niche and your abilities, which is what we've been doing here, or trying to do here for 8 years. And talk to them through your artwork or through your words. And that's really, quite honestly, I went, wait a minute. It's telling me to do what I've already been doing, but how lucky am I that people, and this is how I feel right now, how lucky am I that people support my work, support my craziness, love, you know, understand what I do, really see the value in it. I mean, I can't tell you how much I appreciate people who get it, who really get it. And there's such a long list of names in my head I could run off, because I do read all the comments in YouTube. I do respond. I receive emails almost every day, messages through Instagram and Facebook almost every day about my artwork. And so I do communicate with people. I do engage with people. I do appreciate people. So we really have, right now I have to turn the whole conversation around to, I'm really grateful. I'm really thankful that people, 20 minutes, whoops, come to this channel, listen to my nuttiness and my bitching and how sometimes I lose my words, or I'm so upset I get distracted and can't think, or, put up with me completely forgetting what I'm saying. They see my little freak flag flying, and people do come here. People do get the work. People are so incredibly supportive and kind. So I'm right now, at this moment, oh, wait a minute, sorry, paying attention to tape. I have to think right now about all the people that comment or write me, or, all the people who have subscribed to this and actually sit through these videos, or purchase my work, or the people that go on TeePublic and buy my work, or the people that send financial support, which is deeply appreciated, especially the last few months. It's been very, very, very tough. So I really appreciate it. The people who come out of nowhere, who I don't even know are watching these videos, or have been to my website, or follow me on Instagram or Facebook. The people I don't even know write me and just show so much kindness and support and patience while we make our way through the world. While we keep getting, we have to just continually keep getting back up and trying again. It really, when I get those notes, when I get those messages or comments, it really, it lifts me. It lifts me. It's lovely to be seen. Because if you don't know, I live alone. I barely ever leave my house. I certainly don't have family around, or family that I've seen at over 5 years. So I really sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate the support, the kindness, the comments. Not so much the ones where they're, that say you are vile and so is your artwork, but the nice ones. Or the ones that say, I am here, I'm an artist too. I really love those. So I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to cover, I think that's it on covering stuff. The next phase will be, I started sketching in the child's figure and the hobby horse he's on. So I started sketching it in with chalk. I'm going to go at it again because I had the proportions off. Then I'm going to go ahead and do what I do, spray on aerosol. Spray on aerosol colors and some textures. Then we'll peel the tape off and go to work on the oils. But I can't wait to see how what the lettering is going to do, how it's going to interact. But because I've taped over it, I've now given myself options in the work. options, whether I keep the dark lines or not. Like, I'm not sure about that arrow. I'm not sure about the crown, because it's a little Basquiat-y for me. So I may, though, because it's also my friend Tyler. But anyway, yeah, we'll go in with the aerosol colors, outline the figure, then we'll put in textures and shapes. But also, I've left a lot of green chalk. So somewhere around this little place of mine, I have white gesso. And I think what I'm going to do is lay the white gesso down, but put it on really, really, really thick so you can see the brush strokes. I think that would be super fun. Super duper fun. But first I'll get the figure laid out, then I'll have the gesso coming up against it. That would be super cool. And add gesso everywhere that I've made booger lines, like up there. I got my fingerprints all over it. Anyway, that's it. That's what's happening tonight. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Okay? Look up the story, but when you look up the story, and sorry, it's a half hour. The story, I'll put the link down below, but it's the story weekly inspirational stories for artists is how I look it up on the web, but I'll put the link down below anyway. And that's it. All right, Carrie, here we go. Ready? Ciao. Meow, meow, meow.